Hey folks, welcome to Wednesday, the 17th of November 2021. I saw a pretty decent day yesterday on what was pretty strong data out of the US. Just to recap on the main stuff that we saw yesterday on the data slate. Just let me get it up here. Really, yeah, the retail sales coming in quite strong here, month on month, 1.7% above the prior 1.2. And then I think, core retail sales coming in 1.7% month on month above the expectation one and well above the prior zero point 0.7, which was revised down. Quite well advertised, good conditions for equities coming into the US session. And we skip on over to the charts here, we can kind of look at the timing there of, we got the good data around half one in here, and you can see really at the half one marker, the market really wasn't doing much. There was a little bit of compression here coming into the data figure. You see this sort of compression wedge, and these are, well, this is actually what I call a pennant. And so we do kind of exit the pennants the way we came in, and we have been moving up. We kind of moved into this structure really from the upside, and a bigger sort of a trend to be following trend is up. So, nice breakout there once we came into the half two marker on the market open, driving up into the highs, just not able to achieve the all-time high 47.11.75 for the SPOOs. The Dow was a bit of a beauty as well yesterday. Let's see the data coming out around half one here. Just actually around here. And of course, then the market opens and boom, bammo, up to the upside. This was actually quite a nice trade, given if we come back to, say, like a 15-minute chart here and to have a look at this. We not only got this sort of opening drive to the upside on the Dow yesterday. Just let me zoom on in here. We got that opening drive, but you also got like a pullback into here, which was a lovely sort of top of the congestion area on this market. And I suppose, well, it's not APAC high, but there was certainly this sort of an area here to be looking at. And you can see that once we came back down to visit there, it just kind of, got bid, and up we go again, new highs on the day to close out on the market. So three inflections of buying here on the Dow, which I think illustrated, the sort of how technical it was yesterday, and sort of layup conditions, given we had that lovely pre-market data and then bam, bam, bam into the highs on the close. For me, actually, while we're with the Dow, for me to look at where we trade right now, I think if we go back down to the 60 minutes, you can see, well, really, we have this upward trend now. The greater picture on the Dow is we had this bear flag last Wednesday. We did have a fantastic pullback to the trend. If you weren't on the breakdown on the bear flag, you get on board here, which was Monday, for the pullback up to there and short that down into 35,971. Nice trade. We were looking at this live. Really good opportunity there. So now for me, I think because yesterday we weren't able to recapture again on this bear flag trend, it's just kind of topped out three times, really. I think, back down to the 20 EMA we should go. 35,777s. We do have a little bit of data coming out today for the US. Just let's have a look here what we have lined up. We've got the building permits. Not really a big one to be looking at for equities, to be honest. And I think, the market will largely disregard these housing starts and building permits that we're going to get at half one. So I wouldn't expect the same activity today. I would expect a break on this trend and a visit to the 20 EMA, 35,777s on the Dow. Looking at this on the daily, here's where we sit. So you can kind of see had our all-time high, pushed down. We've had a pullback yesterday, but to me, it just looks like it needs to trade on this 35,777s and the 20 EMA. You've also got the high. That is the high of the 26th of October. You've also got the high of the 27th of October just below that, 35,715s. a breakdown in this area is going to be pretty special, opening up a huge amount of space back down to that high 35,426, well, prior high, on the 16th of, when was that? August. Yeah, 16th of August this year. So, I don't see that happening today. I mean, I think you're really going to need a fundamental catalyst for that, on the Dow. So, yeah, some interesting stuff happening here. The SPOOs, yeah, I mean, it's really hard to see that selling coming in, on the SPOOs, given we are so close to the all-time highs. Maybe it just needs to come on down. Same thing, pick up some buyers in the 20 EMA, even the 4590s. But I just can't see that size of a move happening today. If anything, I see sort of a push into a new fluffy high and then take it back and start to go south for the rest of the week. And the NASDAQ is absolutely unstoppable. You can see here mid left of my screen. Really nice activity here on Monday. Sort of after the open, 4:30 GMT pulls back to this trend, downward trend, and it's been bid ever since. So yesterday again, coming in on the open, we have that 1 o'clock marker. Where's the 1 o'clock marker? Yeah, here, if anything, it took a bit of an offer, but then once you got into the open, if you're waiting for that, you're getting well rewarded for that push on the upside. I think, yeah, it's hard to see that we're not going to trade 16,376s on the NASDAQ. I think, given that we were supported here on Monday on the breakout of this trend, pulls back, holds support, we're pushing up. I think, yeah, it's going to be hard to sell down on this. The 16,000 has even been confirmed as supports here. So, back on, what was it, Friday last. So I don't think the market needs to pick up any more buyers at the 16,000 really at this point. I think, it did that Friday, and then there, those traders are just, benefiting from the relief to the upside. So that is US equities for me for today. WTI, yeah, I think there's a lot to talk down WTI. Yesterday, I think it was, up until yesterday, for me, it was the potential of an SPR release from the US administration. That's the Energy Administration in the US releasing strategic reserves of oil from their fund, if you like. And the IEA coming out yesterday saying that's not really a good idea, and it would actually be counterproductive to do that. And I think that was something then, I think for me as an oil trader, I'm happy to have that off the table. I just got something in my eye here. So that's off the table. However, I think the general supply picture is picking up for oil right now. I think you're looking at sort of the last 2 to 3 months, production is up, and I think that's something that oil needed, to get drillers back to work in the Bakken, in the Permian Basin. And so, I think that's why we are coming off quite a bit here. But I don't think we're out of the woods by any means with WTI. We are holding well above the 77 handle. I think to get higher, I did put a call out on Twitter saying we're going to trade 88s within the next 5 sessions. I've changed my mind on that. I always say that, I can change my mind in seconds on a market, and I'm happy to be able to do that. 77.14s, look, what's the trade, Tim? Well, I think one thing for sure is that we're now closing in on this gap that's still open. 77 spot 73s up to 78 spot 26. What's that, 30, 40, 50, about 60 tick gap here. I think it's going to fill. I think we're going to fill. And with the fill, I think we could even push to 77.14s. I think given the structure on the last week, actually, well, longer than a week, really, the last sort of month in oil here, you can see it's held quite well above this area. Actually, sorry, I have to update this gap because, sorry, I've just forgotten that I did roll my charts this morning. So the gap actually now is lower. It's actually 76.60 to 77.13s. Now, that doesn't change too much for me on oil, but really, you can see over the last month we've just been trading so well above this area that a breakdown below here is actually, it's not going to be like a 60 cent or a dollar run. I think you're going to see quite a run should we get below here. Going back to the daily bars, well, daily bars would be fine. We could probably switch to weekly. It just takes a second to load here, but you can see the 77.14s below on the daily here. Just give it a second to upload on the weeklies. I think a breakdown from that area, it's it's going to be dirty. There's going to be a lot of stops to run, and I think we could easily get back down some big prices. Should we give up on the 77.14s, as you can see here on the weekly chart. It's just updating again. This is the drawback of loading data all the way back, tick data all the way back to 1995 on oil. So yeah, I mean, I do prefer to hold on the weeklies. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, yeah, like a breakdown here is going to be pretty momentous. Actually, like, might update that support there to 74.50. I do like that area. So yeah, be aware of the downside is basically what I'm saying to you on oil right now. All right, on gold, see if we can find ourselves a gold chart. Yeah, I mean, gold was really wiping people out yesterday on the longs. Nice little pullback here, 1850 spot 8, which was the high of the week of the 13th of April, 13th of April back here, 2020. So I think that makes quite a bit of sense, and I think for now the longs should have a good run to the 1870s, which isn't too far above from where we are trading right now. But I think we could easily see a pullback, a further deeper pullback on last week's up trade for now. But let's see. I mean, I'm not too enthusiastic about jumping into this market right now. I don't think it's a problem I need to solve, or it's a question I need to figure out right now. And cable's had some really decent, inflation numbers out this morning. Core PPI and CPI this morning all beat, so prices getting higher in the UK for producers and consumers. So a pullback here, 34.12s. We saw a flush out this morning pre the data, and on the data you see that spike above the R1. Shutting down further buying is what that says to me. So I think a pullback here. I want to see if it can hold the 34.12s, as it has generally done this week so far, and then look for further upside 35.10s. I think I would not want to be holding on to a breakdown of the 34.12s, trying to scale into the longs. I think if we break the lows of day so far, I think you're going to get 33.52s and a breakdown there. So that's not something really you would want to hear. Governor Bailey would want to hear. Well, maybe he would. Yeah, so that's it for me today. This is going to be my last session until I'm back, or until after Thanksgiving. So I'm away from the desk tomorrow morning through to the 29th in the States for Thanksgiving. So have a good session and have a good week until then. And I'll see you back here live at 8 a.m. Monday, the 29th of November. All right, take care out there, and looking forward to the session ahead. Cheers.